The light attaches in the back side here, and you'll need your truss tool. Basically, on the underneath side of this, you're going to unscrew it.
Because this is pretty, because this ain't getting any wider. That's locked in. So if you take your measurement from here to here, or however.
Set the light down just momentarily. Well, no, I'll do this first. Each light should have a little dowel, and that dowel fits in the top like this, and you just push it forward, and the light would be like so. Now, if your light happens to be way over here like this, okay, just politely and gently pry it past the point of where it's stuck, and twist it all the way around. So right now it's a little bit stuck. So I'm just with my fingers, I'm going to just gently bring it all the way over. That way you can have the light facing up in this manner here. So what we need to do is I need to undo this screw on the bottom with my truss tool. And in this case I undid it too much, so I just tighten it back in there to the point where this can fit in like this. In other words, you're wanting this little piece here, this little piece that jets out 45 degrees, you want to bring it down far enough to where it fits into the groove. Once it's in the groove, holding it in place, you're going to tighten it. And what will happen is that little 45-degree piece will extend out and it will tighten it into the slot. So once it's in place and tightened down just a snug, you don't need to overdo it, but it's snug, then you'll have it in position. And again, you'll have 4 of these. And what you'll want to do, because these lights will have a tendency to hit in the middle, because you'll have 4 of them coming in every direction, you just want to off-center it just a skosh to one. I mean, if you do all of them in one direction, you should be hitting in the middle. So let's take it just a little bit to the right of center. And then if we do the same thing all the way around, these lights will be in close company, but they shouldn't be on top of each other. So that's a little bit about the lights. And then your electrical should come to the center of the exhibit, right in the middle of your 20 by 20 space. Or if it's a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 20 back wall, the electrical outlet will be in the back of the booth space. And then I want to just point out, I don't really have any pieces to show you, but it's pretty simple. And that is 2 curved pieces that are going to attach right here, and then another one right here, and they're going to go up. Now this piece we want you to build on the floor, because once it's built on the floor, it's very sturdy. So you'll have, in essence, a U-shaped piece. You'll have the 2 curved pieces going up, and at the top you'll have that custom 28.9 degree straight piece. And then you can actually put in the graphic. The graphic application is exactly the same as the others. They'll attach on 3 sides, and then the latest version will actually attach on all 4 sides. So you can put the graphic in on the 3 sides, and then once you position it in place and tighten it down, you can tighten the 4th side of the graphic here on. And this will have to have this piece here has to have a channel. This piece here will have to have one of these channels facing up. So on this piece, on these top pieces, they'll have to have channels on top and bottom in order to accommodate the attachment of this piece here.
So if this was wide,
the blue.
and that's why we're having to cut the board down.
Okay, I want to point out here that for the attachment of the curved pieces, you'll have to have these little blue studs again, and you just approximate where that's going to go, turn it 90 degrees, and again, the pieces when they're attached will dictate where these are positioned. And then lastly, I want to point out one other thing, and that point, I want to point out the capper. This is a bigger, yours will have a little bit narrower dowel. This will not fit because it's designed for something else. But it's the same concept. You just stick it down in there and tighten the set screw. And some of these right now are the silver like you see here, but ultimately they'll all be the ruby red, the clear plexi. Once they get back, we'll change those out to where they're all ruby red. And so they'll go on each of the 4 corners of the exhibit. So pretty much that's it in a nutshell. when you dismantle the exhibit, the one thing that we really encourage you to do is make sure that the pieces of structure, when they're repacked, that you never have metal touching metal. You have two different devices here. You've got the tube stock, which is designed for one piece of tube ultra, and then you also have this piece here. This is designed for the flat pieces. It's kind of a sandwich type of bag, and you can put two pieces side by side in each cavity, but it's designed for the flat pieces, and it's also designed for the curved flat pieces that go up on the top. So that will protect them, and then you just tighten this up and seal it, and then it goes back into the cases that it came in. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions, you can call us, and we. Okay, one last thing that we'd like to make mention of is the LED lights. Again, they're in the two panels that are opposite one another, and these get the S graphic, and then the opposite sides get the other graphics that are in your kit. But the LED lights will start here, and they'll come down, and then they'll stop here. There's a wire that will connect. Actually, we're going to go back up to the top. This will be your outlet to your transformer. Will be down at this end. So in essence, when you start back up here, there'll be a wire that will connect here, and it'll just be a white wire that'll go all the way across, and it'll connect to this, so it'll keep it in the series to allow the current to flow down this one, and it'll go down to the bottom and stop. So one end of those you'll attach to the transformer that will go into your AC down at the floor. Okay, now what we're going to show you real quickly are there are two of these style of clamps on either side of the exhibit where the S graphic is located, where the LED lights are in position. And this piece will probably be in one of the vertical pieces. If it's not, basically it's going to be positioned at about 40 inches off the floor once the counter is in place. But this is, and this, as you can see here, will slide up and down, so you can adjust this. But you'll have one on this side, and then over on the other side you'll have one there as well to the left. Once that's in place, your set screws on the top, and then this piece will go in like this, and you'll just tie it to where it then goes in place. Okay, like so, just a snug fit. Now this screw on the bottom will actually, the more you loosen it, the wider the gap gets here for your shelf. You have about a 3/4 inch shelf that'll attach here, and then it'll attach across to the other side as well. Once the shelf is in place, have somebody hold it, and then as you tighten this, the more you tighten this, the higher up it goes, and it'll clamp down onto the shelf. It'll be very sturdy, it won't go anywhere. Next up, okay. In case you just saw me putting it in this needs to go in the front just like the shelf. So I started over here on the side, but it actually needs to go in the front. And then there's a screw inside here. Sometimes it falls in there, but you can get it out. But basically you're going to screw this like so at 90 degrees. The clamp is going to clamp the screw at 90 degrees. And again, these are adjustable. There'll be two of these per pink board per each side where the S graphic is located. And you just undo these to the degree that you can slide in the pink board, and there'll be one on top and one on the bottom, and they'll be positioned to where the top of the board comes to the bottom of the round piece, generally speaking. But what you want to do on the pink board, there's a gray floral pattern, and you just want to make sure that that's positioned to where it's allows you to read the Simplicity Gourmet logo. So just that can slide up or down, and then once you have it in position, then you just tighten these down like so, and make sure that they're just kind of snug. You don't need to overdo it, but make sure they are snug, because you don't want the board slipping out. And again, there'll be two, one on top, one on bottom, and you'll be ready to go.